Hey, it's John Simcoe here, and in today's video, we're going to cover whether or not you should quit your job in order to build a real estate investing business. A common goal that a lot of deal makers have is that they have a day job and it's what pays their regular bills and expenses, and they think that they can go out and quit their job to build a real estate investing business. Provide income, have it come in, earn a new living, have new freedoms. That is usually the dream when it comes to it. But you need to be very careful before you quit your day job, and there's many reasons why. In Cash Flow 101, Robert Kiyosaki teaches that you want to have your passive income greater than your expenses. So that means having enough money to come in so you can pay all your bills. And when that happens, he says you don't need your job anymore. You can quit because your passive income can take care of you for the rest of your life for infinity, because you can always pay your bills with what's coming in. But the reality of it is, in real estate investing, things are up, things are down, and what allows people to survive and ones who don't make it are things like cash reserves. You're gonna need to have lots of cash reserves in order to get by some of the tougher times they come. You can have unexpected expenses and repairs. It's really important to have a good stockpile of cash, even if you're receiving enough passive income to cover all your expenses. Now, I don't want you to feel as though you need millions and millions of dollars set aside just for a rainy day fund. You don't need all that much, but you do need to be able to sleep at night. You don't want to be sitting there with no income coming in and a couple of vacant places, and now life sucks. So you want to be able to avoid that. Keep the day job for a little bit longer. I would say even having double to even triple of what your actual expenses are coming in is going to be more of a replacement than having just enough to barely pay your expenses. Some of the reasons that I'm giving this tip to you is because I didn't exactly follow this same advice. What I did in real life is I bought a whole bunch of rental properties. They were in the town of Fort McMurray, which is an oil town, and at the time things were booming. There were jobs everywhere. People were coming to town all the time, getting paid these high wages, and everyone wanted a place to rent, and there wasn't enough rental housing. So there was this super high demand for rental housing, and I happened to own a bunch of rentals. So this was really great. I'm working my oil job and I'm doing well. What I did is, as soon as I had enough to cover my expenses, what I did is I reduced my expenses even further to live on less. That's not very fun. That's not a fun lifestyle. And then on top of that, the market came crashing down. And when that happened, I had places where I used to make $1,200 a month of passive residual income coming in from the rents each and every month, and that turned into $70. And during that very same year, we had a $750 fridge go, so you can imagine I made nothing that year. It's great that the mortgage still got paid down. That particular property every year, $20,000 gets paid down on it, but you cannot buy groceries with equity in your properties. You need actual cash to be able to pay your bills. So I would not recommend quitting your job until you have more passive income than your expenses. You need quite a bit more, not just barely enough. If I could give you one piece of really sage advice, is before you quit your job, go out and get as much financing as possible. Banks and other lending companies are going to be able to lend to you because you have a job, and they feel as though you'll get paid every 2 weeks and be able to make those payments. As soon as you quit your job, you'll become self-employed, and the banks are going to look at you differently. So going out and getting a second or a third or even a fourth or fifth mortgage is no longer going to be possible. So I'd recommend going into the bank, getting pre-approved for as much as you can, go make your deals, make sure your deals are running smoothly so that you can consider that income to be reliable. Then you can quit your job. Another tip, grab a line of credit while you're in the bank. If they offer you a credit card, say, can you give me that much in a line of credit? Because it's going to be tough to get a line of credit later. If they ask you why, don't tell them you're going to go buy real estate with it, even though you may go do that. Be very careful. Just tell them it's for a rainy day, because once they give you access to that line of credit, they don't really take it away. I have lines of credit open from when I was a teenage kid, and they're still in existence, and I use them for my projects, and you can do that too with your lines of credit. So make sure that you go and get qualified and set those up before you quit your job. If you'd like to learn more, and if you'd like to actually learn how to replace your day job, come join us in the private Facebook group. A bunch of like-minded deal makers in there, and I believe you'll get a tremendous amount of value within the community, and you'll get the encouragement and support to go out and get your deals done. If you get hung up on something, share it with the group. We're gonna have an answer for you. And I write a newsletter every month called Deal Flow Monthly. The link is in the description. You can go subscribe to that there. You're gonna get all kinds of tips, market updates, deal breakdowns of real life deals, and much more. So make sure you go grab that. Link is in the description. My name is John Simcoe. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you push that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.